Ta-da!
Hey everybody, the Bad Pennies are back.
We are.
I am Sho and this is my friend Alan. And we want to talk to you today about the importance of having a mentor. Okay? This is about for the men out there that want to succeed, to improve, to just be a better version of yourself. A lot of times you're not going to be able to get there on your own, right?
Nope. In fact, it's a much longer road, and it's fraught with a lot of potholes and wrong turns and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And so we want to talk about having mentors, and to get into it, I think we should mention that. Way back when we talked about not being a lone wolf, right? Being more of a pack wolf. We have both inside us, right? We like to be lone wolves, and so we're not going to deny that. At the same time, we don't do well or as well if we do everything as a lone wolf.
Yeah. Right.
It's not a good idea, but we like it so much that, and our egos like it a lot. Our egos like it a lot because our egos like to be the only one involved, and our egos don't want to give anyone or anything credit other than ourselves, and so it goes to show that a lot of men, if not most men, tend to do too much alone.
Yeah.
Too much alone.
Yeah,
I would say even if they do something, they don't do everything alone, but they don't do enough with other men. And we're going to talk about a very particular type of relationship. Very particular type. And it can come at different stages, right? Because when you're growing up, when you're a kid, your dad may be a mentor to a degree or not. Depending on what kind of man he is and how much time he has free to spend with you. A lot of fathers don't. Okay. A lot of fathers are busy working and taking care of the family, so they don't have the time to be a mentor other than just through being successful and doing good things.
Leading by example.
Yes, or the opposite in some cases too. Showing what not to do.
Still leading by example.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So and it is and has been a very integrated part of growing up for men. As boys, to have mentors when they're younger, that will help them get through their teens, the difficult times during the teens, because they're probably not listening to their father anymore anyway.
Yeah, it's an awkward experience.
Yeah. So so you want to,
beyond that though,
find someone within the community, or often it could be an uncle, or even my grandfather was like a mentor to me.
Yeah. But here we go, Alan. The men that we're talking to are not 15.
True. Well, I okay, possibly. Although 15-year-olds do have access to the internet and YouTube, right?
But they're watching something else.
Yeah,
we're talking to the men that are probably maybe
we should
35.
have naked women on the show.
Don't do that. No.
All right.
I'd like to stay married.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Well.
All right. So what? All right.
So we're going through this process, right? So there is those mentors that you may have. Could even be a school teacher. Could be a coach if you're in sports.
Yes.
Things like that, right? That we get lots of information about how to be and how to become a man and how to be a good man, growing up through mentors, not just our father. So, but the mistake is that once we're adults and we plug back into that lone wolf, ego-driven way of being, the singing the Frank Sinatra "I Did It My Way" song, and going through life saying, well, I'll show you. So we're talking about being more effective, being more successful, and not driving into those potholes and taking all those wrong turns and things that happen. And the way that that men have done this for as long as we've existed, with brains that could function at a level to say, hey, I need a mentor, right? We take on a mentor. And taking on a mentor means that you have to admit to yourself that you don't know stuff.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You need to be taught.
I don't know how to do this. I think I know, but the truth is I really don't.
Yeah.
Because life doesn't come with a manual.
Yeah.
So why would you expect yourself to know everything? Because nobody does.
Mm-hmm.
There is no manual. So, but there are billions of people that have come before us that have gone through life and through one way or another figured some things out. And so when you want to accomplish something, a great way to do it is to go to someone who has already accomplished it.
Right.
And ask them to be your mentor. And they will either say yes or no. They'll say, get out of my office. Who the hell are you?
So,
or prove to me that you're worthy of me mentoring you. Sometimes a mentor may challenge you, like Mr. Miyagi in Karate Kid, right? He was a mentor, but he made...
But was he? But Daniel didn't have to prove he was worthy.
He did not. Well, yeah, he did. In a way, he did. He proved he was worthy by having a good heart.
Okay.
And determination, and that he didn't quit.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So there are qualities that you see, because you don't know how to do what you want to set out to do.
Right.
But you have maybe a commitment to do that. You have determination, intent, all of these things that you have gathered together in order to be able to tackle, whatever it is that you're setting out to accomplish.
Okay.
And now, you are in a place where you can find a mentor who's walked that road. And
how do you choose your mentor?
Well, you find men that have accomplished what you want to accomplish, or at least in a relative way. I mean, maybe not exactly the way that you want, what you want to do, but in the field, right? Generally in the same direction, in the same context, right? Okay. So, and then you're going to have to convince them that you're worthy of mentoring.
Okay. Do you think
I've had many come to me, by the way, over the years? When I was a photographer, I had both men and women want to work as assistants or trainees or interns. And I took on interns, but I didn't take on every intern that came to me. I wanted to find out how committed they were first.
Okay.
I wanted to see if this is something that would be worth my time and effort, because for the mentor, he's going to have to spend effort and time to do this, and you want to make sure that isn't wasted.
Okay.
So you find them, and you may get turned down, and then you research and find another. Yeah. Sometimes they may be, because you're already working in the field, it may be self-evident. You know who to go to. And if they turn you down, I don't start at the bottom and work up to the one at the top of the field. That's just not the way I do it. Some men do that. Some men will find someone to mentor them, but they may not be the one that will get them to the end game, right? So then they'll have to get another mentor, and that's perfectly fine. Okay. I tended to over the years just start at the top And if they said no, I would take the next one down. So, and it worked. And what was interesting is just having the balls to ask somebody at that level, that to mentor you. And interestingly enough, I got mentored years ago when I was still working in movie and television, and I had been asked to step into the role of producer for a movie, and I accepted. Had no idea. I'd been in the business for many, many years, so it wasn't like I didn't have any experience, but I had never actually produced a movie.
Okay.
I've been on movies. I was very good friends with other producers and executive producers, but I was on this big name TV show, and while all of this process was happening, because I wasn't producing the movie yet, but I was getting ready to, and I got called into the executive producer's office for this like big network TV show, right? And I thought I was in trouble. I couldn't even imagine why I was being called into that office, other than I had done something wrong or they were going to fire me.
Okay.
And it turns out he wanted to mentor me.
Okay. Cool.
Unsolicited.
All right.
But word had gotten around set and around production that I was stepping into producing a film. Mm-hmm. And he wanted to help me out.
Great. And you took his help.
You better believe it. You better believe it. Not only did I take his help was saved me so much. And not only that, he put me in touch with others and experts in their field and areas that really helped me, including a couple of UPMs. That's a unit production manager, if you don't know the lingo.
Thank you.
And some production managers. So I didn't just get him as a mentor. I got like a whole package of men and women actually that were very willing to guide me and help me out.
Yeah.
And negotiate. Making a movie is a very, very complex deal with lots of moving parts, and only the best really survive that whole process. So, and then when it was all over, he and I sat in his office and did a lot of debriefing, and what he wanted to know was, what did I learn?
Okay.
What did I learn? So if you are wanting a mentor or wanting to be successful in a particular area, I highly recommend getting a mentor and listening to them. Do what they tell you to do. You could. That's one way to do it, or you could go against what they tell you to do and learn the hard way. But I've seen plenty of men do that, including myself.
Yeah. So
that example.
A key point in your pursuit of success is having a mentor that can guide you, teach you, train you to be the successful man that you want to be.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to give you everything.
No,
because if it probably wouldn't help you, but he just guides you in a direction and allows you to learn.
Yeah.
And then come back and let him know what you learned.
Right.
And then he'll give you another thing, direction to go. And then you go there, and then he'll give you another one, and you'll go there. And so step by step. And that's the beauty of having a mentor, who's already accomplished what you want to do. Mm-hmm. Working with that executive producer, that man had made it to the top of the business. He was highly respected in Hollywood, and everybody knew him and loved him, and he was just brilliant at what he did, and bringing a very complex show in under budget all the time. Mm. And so he was a good one to learn from, but he didn't tell me everything. He didn't didn't just hand it all to me, right? He just gave me stuff to do and people to call. That was the other thing. He gave me a lot of people to call.
Okay.
Call this one, do this, and call that one. And they've done, and so it all ended up. I ended up getting through it, and yes, I still made mistakes and got lessons.
Yeah.
But that's part of life too, because they're not going to prevent you. A good mentor isn't going to prevent you from making mistakes. They just want to prevent you from making too many.
Okay.
Because you make too many mistakes and you fail.
Yeah.
All right. So a mentor will help you over that sort of difficult line between success and failure.
Okay. Do you think that you can achieve success on your own? A mentor makes it more possible for you to achieve success.
And quicker. And with less pain.
With less pain. Okay.
Now, I didn't say no pain, right? But just less pain.
How else what other qualifications do you think, for a person out there who's going to go and find a mentor, what should they be looking for? Yes, they're successful in the field that you want to get into. What else?
I would look for someone that isn't like you.
Someone who's successful in your field but isn't like you. When you say
personality wise, or someone who does things in ways that are very different, or comes to it with a context that you hadn't thought of before. We used to talk about within the men's circles over the years. We used to talk about who's really your best friend, and it's most of the time it's the man you like the least, because that's where you'll get the most lessons. A good mentor isn't your buddy.
Okay.
Right? He's not your friend, right? He's not your drinking buddy. He's not, on in your bowling league. He's a mentor. Has a very specific job, which is actually to help you be successful. And a good mentor will never sell that out. He will always do things or guide you in ways that will cause you to be successful and grow and learn. And that process may come with a certain amount of I don't know, what's the word here? It's not just difficulty, but conflict. All right, there may be a certain amount of conflict in that, and you'll want to push back, because a good mentor pushes.
Okay.
Good mentor pushes. A good mentee does not push back.
Okay.
All right. If you want to get a mentor and push back on everything that they do and give you, then then do it on your own.
Okay, that's fair.
Right.
Is there anything else you could think of? We talked about the mentor already being successful in your field.
Yep.
Being different from you.
Yes.
What else?
Someone that you can and will listen to without pushing back.
Someone you respect.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's the word I was looking for. See, I knew that it was in there somewhere. Yes, respect. So someone that you respect, and because of their accomplishments, right?
Yeah.
And how they are and who they are.
Yeah, you can't.
Their character, the quality of their character.
Yeah, you can't expect to learn something from someone that you don't take what they say as gold.
Yeah. Well, you have someone that you look up to.
Yeah.
By the way, liking them has nothing to do with it.
No.
You don't have to like them.
Yeah.
I know there are many stories about Steve Jobs who people clamored to work for. But he was very, very difficult to be in his presence. He was so demanding. And so it isn't about liking someone, but everyone respected him. Everyone knew, his ability to be a visionary and to accomplish what he set out to accomplish. And those are the kind of mentors you want to look for. Someone that is not necessarily someone you like, but someone that's actually done it. They've done the deal, and they've done the work, and they've gone through the fire, and they've come out successful, and that they can help you do the same thing. And like I said, and hopefully with not as much pain. Do it alone, it'll take longer, and it'll be more painful.
Okay.
And you may not even be as successful. Right? And by the way, there's one other little element here that we haven't talked about, but it's very short, which is coaching. A mentor and a coach are similar, but they're different.
Please explain.
Well, a mentor is that sort of guide. He's that spiritual guide that has done what you're setting out to do. Okay.
And a coach?
A coach is someone that may not have actually done what you set out to do, but they've been trained in helping people acquire the specific types of techniques that are proven to contribute to success. And so they're not like the top of the field. They haven't done. They're not even in your field. A coach is someone that's their field is actually coaching. So they might actually be a great mentor for someone if they're a very successful coach. Someone that wants to be a coach would go to them and have them mentor them. But coaches are there's hardly any super successful businessman in this country that hasn't had a coach. When we're talking at the top levels, that Fortune 500 company presidents, they all have coaches. You would think that they didn't have to, but actually those kinds of people know that they actually do have to, because coaches help them see blind spots. They help them see the things because when you get, as you go up that rung of success, people, the more successful you get, you'll find that people stop telling you the truth sometimes.
Yes, man, and
they want to ride your coattails of success. Yeah. And a good coach won't do that. A good coach will tell you what you need to hear instead of what you want to hear. A good mentor will do that too. That's one of the things that they'll have in common.
So the difference being that a mentor has made it to the successful point, that pinnacle or whatever.
Yeah, that you want to do.
A coach may have seen techniques that they can teach you to push you there, but may have not been there themselves.
Right, and they'll give you techniques you haven't thought of. Things that they know that they've coached others in that worked. Yeah, it's all about again doing what works. We've talked about doing what works in the past.
Right.
Both in relationship sense and now in business. But cool. So, but even if you don't have a mentor, have a coach.
Okay. Don't do it on your own.
Don't do it on your own.
There's no need for you to burn your own bridges and learn lessons that somebody else that you can learn from somebody else have already gotten burned from it. You know,
right? Unless you want to take the slow road.
More painful.
The slow, painful road. Yeah. The bumpy road to hell or whatever.
Right.
The long, bad road.
Yeah. So, gentlemen, you want to be successful, find a mentor. Right?
Yes.
Find a coach.
And be humble enough to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Go out there and ask. Okay. They may not volunteer. He had an example where someone volunteered to be his mentor, but there are plenty of times when you may have to ask, would you be my mentor?
Be proactive.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. There we go.
We're good.
Bad Pennies. We'll be back.
See ya.